Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today we're going to be building a ambulance. This was a viewer request build. They also requested a hospital, but I don't think I'm going to get around to that quite today. That will definitely be something in the future for this world. I'm also not going to put this one up for download yet. I want to add, I have some more vehicles I'm going to add. It's kind of like a police or rescue themed world, so we're going to definitely add on to this, and then I'll eventually throw it up for download for you guys. Also, I want to go ahead and go over a couple things. This week in particular is going to be a bit light. I might miss a day or two of footage, or a day or two of releasing videos. I've got an extremely busy week coming up with work, or weekend coming up with work. So it's going to be really hard for me to get some all the content that I normally get out. So that's really just for this weekend. I'm going to try to get as much done during the week, and hopefully I can fill out most of the weekend. But like I said, don't be alarmed if there's going to be a day missing, or maybe even two. I am still here. I'm not going anywhere. It's one of those things with work and real life and all that other good stuff. But anyways, we're not going to let that take us down too much here. I'm going to try to get as much done here. I've got this planned, and I definitely have some more Planet Coaster planned, so if you'd like to check those videos out, just go to my channel. Let's see, we are building the base right now of the ambulance. I don't think this is going to be particularly a hard build, but it definitely fits the world that I'm going for here, so I'm going to complete the front here. Let's see, we need to go around. I've got quite a few things I need to do here. Okay, I had this thing way too wide. I realized that it looked like a big box truck, and it might still turn out like a box truck. I've got to make this thing quite wide. I want to have like a lot of ambulance. Like, it's not going to be just one wall, and then you've got the outside. There's going to be a second wall in there. Reason being, I want to have, like, a lot of ambulances have little, like, places to store equipment and all that on the outside, and I want to have that here, and the only way I can think of doing that is making the, it's quite wide, but I'm going to put a second wall in there, and then I can cut out the little storage areas. So I just hope it doesn't look too wide, but I think once this all comes together and you get it painted, it would hopefully look less like a box truck. So let's see, you got to get the roof on here. I don't think there's anything I need to really go over here. Everything should go accordingly. I'll go in detail how I'm going to do the inside. That's going to be the main thing, and all the little special knickknacks and all that other good stuff. As far as the suspension and all that, it's pretty standard off-road spring is what I'm planning on using. It's going to be extremely heavy, so I'll probably have to have quite a bit of pipe in there to that way it doesn't like compress all the way up in the wheel well. But that's going to be all standard. There's going to be a lot of controllers in here. I noticed that I'm going to have a lot of doors. I need the back doors. There's a side door. All the drawers. Of course, I'm going to have the doors for the front. I want the hood to open. And then now with all my builds, I'm putting a roof, like a latch there. That way when I eject the character, I can open that first, and I don't get stuck in my creations, and I don't have to destroy parts of my creations. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of controllers, a lot of things going like every which way. It shouldn't be too big of a challenge. To be honest with you, if you looked at my airliner video, if you looked at when I lit it up, where you can see where all the bearings and all the controllers were connected, it was absolutely nuts looking. So I think we can handle that today. Of course, everything's going to turn off the front of the vehicle, so the wheels that I'm working on back here don't really have to be like too wide, or not really wide. They don't have to be that deep, and they don't have to be that wide. I'm just going to clear the tire. The wheel wells on the ambulance, they're not really defined. They're kind of in the body, so there shouldn't be too many issues here. And this mouse is really getting on my nerves. I ran out of batteries on my good mouse, and I'm using one of the plug-in mouses, and the clicker on it seems to be a little messed up. I'm deleting things that I'm not meaning to delete now, so this might lead to some extra frustration, but let's see, I need to get up in here and finish. I need to make these come in on the inside. That trying to think how wide that tire is. I think it's two blocks, maybe it's 3 blocks wide. I don't want the tires poking out, so I need to definitely get that under control. Yeah. As far as the first set of wheels, those don't need to poke out either. I don't know if it doesn't look like the wheelbase is quite even on some of these ambulances. It looks like the back wheel maybe sets out a tad wider than the front wheel, so we'll look at it when we stick the front wheel on. We'll see how exactly we're going to do that, because technically the cab and all that is a little bit skinnier than this back part, so I don't know. Let's see, are those? Yeah, those are even. I'm probably going to have to cut out a bit more here to clear the tire, and then I'll just throw some suspension piece up here, and that really should be it for the back wheels. There we go. Gonna flip this piece up and we should be in business here. Okay. No. Is that too much? Hopefully I'm not putting too much. It looks almost nuts. I mean, how much? Oh, actually no, it fits. Okay. I forget that how much this thing's heavy, so it's going to compress a lot, and you know, it looks like you have a lot hanging there, but really when it hits the ground it compresses just right. So yeah, we're going to keep that and leave that alone. I started building all those pieces down, and I was like, man, this looks really, really long, and then I kind of realized that, well, I built the whole thing out of metal, and I don't know if I'm regretting that or not. To be honest with you, I've kind of kept the theme with this world. All my creations have been out of metal, I believe. I have to go look at that police SUV. I know the SWAT van was all metal, so we'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. I've dealt with enough that we can get by it. Let's see. You know, I really wish I had a solution. I'm thinking about the lights on there, and I'm probably going to do the same thing I've done with the other vehicles and use the tile block and paint them up. As that looks the closest to actual police lights. Like, there's no like animation, or I can't make them flash or anything. And to be honest with you, you only have like one light in the game, and you can't even change the color of the actual light, so that's kind of a bummer. Let me add this piece here. The picture I'm looking at, the picture, like, I don't know if this is a normal sized ambulance, or maybe it's a slightly bigger, because the one I'm doing here actually looks pretty big. So I don't know. I have to look at that. I'm adding this silver piece, just making it look like that's a pretty big side step. Of course, I already have the railing down there. That way I can pop up and not have any issues. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead. What I'm doing here, I'm painting it red. I initially was thinking doing like a white ambulance with a red stripe, but you know, this picture here, it looks quite a bit better like doing the red ambulance with the white stripe. I don't know, when you guys get this level, you know, you guys can paint it whatever you want, but to me, I like the red on the white better, like having majority red. It looks, I don't know what about it. Like, I kept picturing at first, I was like, oh, we're gonna do a white ambulance with, you know, either a blue or a red stripe, but this looks better. I think it's like fire truck red, but I think you'll be able to tell the difference definitely once I put the white stripe on it. Of course, all the doors, it doesn't look like a fire truck or anything, so. Oh, this mouse. This mouse is going to be the death of me. I'm tired of cutting in. Let's see, there's the second wall I was talking about earlier. I'm cutting the door out right now, and hopefully I don't cut through the other side. There we go. The same thing on the other side, there's a second wall that, like I said, I'm going to put some storage. This will be the side door. I think, I could be wrong, I only think there's one side door on all of these, so that should be good here. So, let's see. Let's look towards the back here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do all in here. I got to figure out how I'm going to need to paint all of this. It's a bit confusing, like, just how I need to do it. Because I don't want to, it's good I got that sidewall in there. I won't interfere with the outside paint job. My SWAT van, like, if you go inside of it, it says SWAT backwards once you're actually in the van. It looks kind of weird, but I don't think I'm going to have that issue here. Let me fill in this gap here. Yeah, I think it's going to look good. the pictures I pulled up, I think I can make some of the little, or just put enough things inside to make it look like there's actual happenings and whatnot going on inside. I don't really know like what I can do in Scrap Mechanic to make it look like the things that are actually in there. Another thing I'm thinking about is the gurney situation. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to. I mean, I have an idea, or I think I know how I maybe want to do that, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to making one that I can actually launch up in there. Scrap Mechanic doesn't like objects interacting with each other or like rubbing up against each other, and sometimes it crashes the game. So it's probably best that I finish the ambulance first. Then maybe I can think about going in there and, you know, putting together something like a gurney. Let's see. We're gonna have double doors on this side, like some storage over here, maybe right in here. Let's see. I'm gonna have the picture that I have here, something like that. So let's cut this out. Yeah, that will work. I'm not really gonna be able to store anything. There's not enough in here to like put. I mean, I don't know really what I would put in here, but I mean, there's just enough space to have the doors open and have like that 1 block space of room in there. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to put anything in there, but it's just nice to have the doors where they can open. Just makes it more realistic. So let's see. Yeah, you know, I think we're going to paint this whole inside white from the pictures I'm seeing. So I think we need to go completely white in here, and then let's see, the roof is only 1 block wide, so it's probably going to have to stay red. We could double up the roof, but that would look funny. I mean, there's not really a purpose in doing that other than being able to paint it. But yeah, this is looking pretty cool. I actually have more room than I thought I was going to have in here. Like, first when I pictured this, I was like, man, it's going to be really tight in here, but it really isn't. I mean, even with the double walls, it's not bad. All right, I'm going to go ahead and test this, or just make sure it rolls. And I've started staring at this, and I think I have an issue. Yep, that's, oh my god, how did I even do that? Like, after building all of these things, how did I overlook the whole fact that the wheel well is not big enough to turn in? Like, why? I do these things all the time, and yeah, I'm gonna have to extend the front out. It's the only way around it. So the wheels they don't turn. It lifts up the whole body, and it turns really bad. So let me go back in here, correct this, and extend the front out by probably 2 blocks. Where does that one go? I think that's the same size that I used last time. I got the block. I got the front extended out. Yeah, that was a pain. That was a waste of, 10 minutes. I really should have avoided that. Be sure if you're creating things, measure the tires. Know that if the tire's going to have to turn inside the wheel well, know that you should probably have at least a block on each side like this. And now it turns. I was stupid. I wasn't paying attention. I've done this before. That's why it's kind of embarrassing. So, yeah. But, anyways, I've got a lot of things to do here. I still got to do the whole inside. Let's go ahead and repaint the front here. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with all the controllers. I think I can make the controllers, like, put them in interesting spots. I don't need to hide all of them. I think some of them can look like, medical equipment. So, need to definitely think about how I'm gonna place all the controllers and all the insides. I'm trying to think what else I need. I don't know. I'm gonna stare at some of these pictures and read about, some of the devices inside and try to replicate some of it. Can't guarantee I'm gonna get all of it done, but we'll make it definitely look busy. We'll make it look like the SWAT van was really busy on the inside, so that's kind of what I'm going for here. Let's see, get the rest of that stripe and get the missing red part, and we're almost complete. Okay, I've picked out some parts here. What I'm going to install first, the gurneys, when you roll them up, I think they have these look like bars that it's like they're like guides, and they'll follow along, and I'm pretty sure they lock down. That way the gurney doesn't move around as of course, the ambulance is traveling. So that's what is going on here on the floor. And I'll probably change the color of the floor, and kind of like I did with the SWAT van, and we'll do looks like stripes or like grip tape. Let's try to get all the traction, as much traction as possible. Let's go ahead and paint those. The sink I just placed, maybe it's going to stay there. I don't know. I think about all the different things that need to go on inside of an ambulance. Of course, you need to sanitize, so I'm pretty sure there's some sort of, I don't know if it's like a big sink like that, but there's probably some sort of device in there they can wash their hands or, take care of all of that. So have that. I'm going to put a seat back here. Definitely need one of those. Maybe a bench. And I'll grab some. I've got some of the unique parts in here, and we'll kind of throw them around and just make it look really busy in here. Let's see. Do I want to use? I'm going through the. Let's just make it a bit darker. Let's change that color, and I'm thinking like the gray here, or the dark gray. It's like gray on gray, but that makes it look like there's some sort of like, I don't know if it's like a. Well, no telling what they use in. I mean, I'm pretty sure whatever floor they use in these things, it's like non-stick, non-slip. So let me place those, and we'll move on to finding the other things that I want to put in here. Let's see. Finish that. That looks good. Let's see. What am I? I guess I'm gonna place like, I don't know. I guess it's like an air conditioner piece. We'll place that there. Pretty sure they have some sort of air filtration and air conditioning in there. I'm not sure. I've never rode an ambulance before. We'll put the duck. We always have to have the duck in the build. It's like there for moral support or something. But we'll find somewhere to stick that thing. What else do I want to grab in here? We'll grab a fuse box. It'll work like, I don't know, the defibrillator or something. We'll just put some jumper cables to them and jump them off. What else do I have in here? Make sure I have the controllers. We need a seat. We need to definitely have some place to sit. Probably strap yourself down in, to be honest with you. Imagine these rides are really rough. I need a radio. I don't know, maybe I'm pretty sure the front's open to the back, but I just kind of left the wall there. And you can communicate back and forth, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you need the radio for something. And this mouse is driving me nuts. I'm gonna wind up deleting half the build, like half of this build, because of this mouse. It makes it even worse that now that you can paint the build. So not only do you have to go back and replace the blocks, but you have to go back and repaint it. So yeah, that mouse is driving me nuts. Let's go chair, paint it black, and then we'll put the sink over here, like right beside it. Of course, I took the sink out of my inventory because reasons. Where are you at? Where's this sink? Oh, there it is. What I want to stick over here? I don't know. I'm gonna stick whatever this is. I don't really know. I need to make this look busy, and I don't know exactly what everything is in here. So I don't know. We'll just stick everything. Here's the defibrillator. Let's stick that. Let's go a little further up with that. I might extend this out and make it look a bit like a table, because we need to work with anything in here. Let's paint it white, and let's get I'm gonna get the duck out, and we'll stick the duck on it. But yeah, I think we're almost done with the inside. I don't want to put too much more in here, because eventually I'm gonna need to work on maybe a gurney that I can get into here. Really don't know how I'm going to do that, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know if, like, am I going to be able to drive it or something, or is it going to be able to move around? I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, also, I need to start placing some more controllers in here. We'll shove a couple on the table, and that should almost be it. Once I'm thinking about it, I really just need to start hooking all this up. I've got a couple things already hooked up, like the roof and the doors on the cab are hooked up. What else do I need to hook up? Definitely the side doors, the storage doors. Let's see. Back doors are good. Yeah, I've got a couple things I can check off here, and then we should be done. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the finished build. I think it looks awesome. You've got the tile lights, and I've screwed one of them up. I'll go back and fix that here in a second. Let's go ahead and jump in, test it out. Here's the inside. Everything looks cool. Got tons of buttons. You can look back in, and I think it's cool. You can look into the back of it. Let's close the doors, get everything moving. Let's see. You know how to do a convertible one day. Think about all the things that just like fold out, and some of the things you can do in the game. I think they look really cool. One thing that bugs me a bit, not having. I really want a glass block. Like, I really want something to cover up. Like, instead of having these windows open, like that side window and the back windows, and even the front, if we could have like a slanted block. Oh, I screwed that up. Let's reverse those around. But yeah, that would be really cool to have a glass block. So maybe that would. I mean, I don't think there's really much to it, to be honest with you. It's like Minecraft's glass block is basically an outline block with a couple of little, it looks like reflection or some streaks or something on it. I mean, I wouldn't think that'd be too hard to give us in this game. But if you keep up with their Twitter, they were doing some things. It sounds like some big updates are coming soon, so I'm really excited for that. And let's see, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and drive around for a bit. Just test to make sure everything works. I'm not expecting a speed demon. I'm expecting something fast enough to get the patient safely to the hospital, or the non-existent hospital right now. But we'll work on that. We'll definitely we'll do that. I'm gonna run out of time here today to do that, but that's gonna be definitely in the future. We'll get that put together for you guys. And like I said, I'm not gonna put this up for download yet. I'm gonna wait until I can really put some more stuff in here and make it as fun of a world as possible. That way, you know, I don't know really what if somebody downloads my level, you know, what do they do with it? Do they go in there and start building, or do they actually just go around and play with the vehicles and stuff that I have in there? So I'm not really sure. So comment below if you've downloaded one of my levels. Just kind of let me know what did you do with it? Did you play around with the vehicles? Did you build more? Did you try to improve my vehicles, paint them? I don't know. Yeah, let's go ahead, and I forgot to show you this to you guys. Let's go ahead and show you how everything opens up. The side doors, the storage doors. Like I said, there's not a lot of room in there to stick things in, but you know, it's kind of it is what it is as far as the amount of space I have in the vehicle. Of course, the back looks nice and busy, and I don't know how that pipe got that. I don't know how I messed the color up on that, but we'll correct that. And of course, I deleted more of the build there. Let's get that corrected. But yeah, we're gonna definitely continue on with this world. Like I said, the videos might be a little thin this coming week. Well, this weekend really. It's really just because of work-related issues. I'm gonna be really busy, but I'll try to get as much of this and between Scrap Mechanic and get some more Planet Coaster out, because both those are moving really well. So. Let's see, I think the only thing I have left to do, I need to go find a good place to park this thing and wrap this video up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've showed it. Like I said, if you haven't seen the last video, the SWAT stuff's back there and the police SUV's back there. So I haven't showed this off either. There's the, it doesn't look quite as colorful or lit up as the airplane build, but this wasn't too bad, but yeah, I'm going to go set this up, get ready to take a good screenshot. Like I said, if you want to follow me on Twitter, that's where you can get some of the latest information, especially if I'm not going to do a video that day. The link's in the description below. And if you're new to my videos, welcome. If you'd like to like the video, subscribe. Any and everything helps. And we will, as soon as I can park this, we will see you guys next time.